The Rivers State government defends Governor Fubara's withdrawal of Supreme Court appeal on the 2024 budget. Hello viewers and welcome to InfoGist TV. The Rivers State government has defended Governor Similayo Fubara's decision to withdraw his appeal at the Supreme Court concerning the 2024 budget, stating that the move was appropriate and necessary. The Commissioner for Information and Communications, Senibo Joseph Johnson, explained in Port Harcourt that the appeal, which sought to challenge the lower court's ruling regarding the budget's presentation before the Martins Amewule-led House of Assembly, had been redundant. According to Johnson, the 2024 budget cycle ended on December 31, 2024, rendering the appeal an academic exercise with no practical significance. He emphasized that the Supreme Court, as a crucial judicial institution, should not be burdened with matters that has lost relevance. He dismissed claims that the withdrawal of the appeal undermined the legitimacy of the Victor Kojombo-led House of Assembly, asserting that it remains legally valid despite political speculations. He said, the 2024 budget became spent on the 31st December of 2024 fiscal year. The appeal is of no useful purpose. The only reasonable thing left to do is to withdraw the appeal and have it dismissed. The Supreme Court is a very busy court. It will be most unwise to belabor the Honorable Court with academic appeals without any practical or utilitarian value. That is the appeal that the urchins are celebrating. There is no Supreme Court judgment against Governor Fubara. Ignore the outdated political propagandas by some desperate politicians. The Supreme Court ruled on the appeal over the 2024 budget voluntarily withdrawn by Governor Fubara because the 2024 budget cycle have ended and no need wasting time discussing a budget that have been fully spent and implemented. Right Honorable Victor Kojombo is still authentic speaker and nothing can change that. Recall that the Supreme Court had dismissed the appeal against Amewule-led group hinging it on the withdrawal of the suit by Fubara's counsel Yusuf Ali. Contrary to the narratives in some quarters, the Supreme Court verdict on the appeal by the Rivers State Governor Similayo Fubara against Martins Amewule-led House of Assembly does not have anything to do with who is the authentic speaker of the House. A human rights lawyer, Femi Falana SAN, stated this on Channels Television's Politics Today, following the Supreme Court's dismissal of the appeal filed by the governor. When an appeal is dismissed not on merit, but on the basis of withdrawal by the appellant, the question of the celebration doesn't arise. What happened in this case is that the governor of Rivers State instructed his lawyer to withdraw the appeal on the grounds that it has become an academic exercise. In other words, the issues are no longer alive, and therefore, why do you want to waste the time of the court? It wasn't contrary to what a colleague was saying. The court did not determine who is a speaker or who is not a speaker. No, it didn't come up, Falana said. He said that what was decided at the Federal High Court that led to the appeal was the 2024 budget proposal, which the governor said has already been passed into law, and that there was no need to continue litigation. A five-man panel of the Supreme Court, led by Justice Uwani Abaji, had dismissed the appeal against Amewule-led group, hinging it on the withdrawal of the suit by Fubara's counsel Yusuf Ali. Now, recall that the Rivers State Assembly has been embroiled in a protracted crisis since the 2023, when over 25 lawmakers loyal to former Governor Nyesom Wike dumped the People's Democratic Party (PDP) for the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC). The leadership of the House by Amewule was then contested by lawmakers in a rival group led by Victor Kojombo, known to be loyal to Fubara. Fubara has since transacted business of the state with the Kojombo group while he ignored the Amewule faction. Falana maintained that 3 members of the State House of Assembly can carry out legislative functions, except when it has to do with impeachment of the governor. He insisted that by decamping from the PDP to the APC, the other 27 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly lost their seats since the seats were declared vacant. Falana's statement follows the fact that the Supreme Court dismissed Fubara's appeal challenging Amewule-led Assembly, which a 5-panel of the Supreme Court led by Justice Uwani Abaji had dismissed the appeal filed by Governor Fubara of Rivers State challenging the leadership of the Rivers State House of Assembly led by Right Honorable Martins Amewule. Justice Uwani Abaji, while dismissing the appeal, awarded a cost of 2 million naira against the Rivers State governor payable to the Rivers State House of Assembly as the first respondent and the Martins Amewule as the second respondent. The dismissal of the appeal by Fubara was hinged on the withdrawal of the suit by his counsel Yusuf Ali. So the Supreme Court yesterday reserved judgment in the appeal the All Progressive Congress (APC) filed to nullify the outcome of the local government elections that held in Rivers State on October 5th, 2024. A 5-member panel of the Apex Court, headed by Justice Uwani Abaji, okayed the matter for judgment after parties adopted their final briefs of argument. The court had earlier in the day dismissed an appeal Governor Siminalayi Fubara filed to challenge another judgment that sought to compel him to represent the 2024 budgets of the state before the Martins Amehule-led factions of the River State House of Assembly, which he argued had been overtaken by events. Meanwhile, the opposition coalition has clarified that no Supreme Court judgment was issued against Fubara, despite speculations to the contrary, adding that Okojombo remains the legitimate Speaker of the River State House of Assembly, while the APC, through its team of lawyers led by Mr. J. Daudu, urged the Supreme Court to set aside November 21st, 2024 judgments of the Abuja Division of the Court of Appeal, which declined to invalidate the elections. Mr. Yusuf Ali, who announced appearance for Fubara, as well as Chris Uche, who represented the River State Independent Electoral Commission, sought this dismissal of the appeal. Recall that the appeal court vacated the judgment that barred the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, from releasing voters' register to the RISEC for the conduct of the local government polls. The Justice Onyekachi OTC-led panel, in a unanimous decision held that the High Court lacked the jurisdiction to entertain suits against the River State local government elections. According to the Appellate Court, Section 28 of the Electoral Act does not cover elections conducted by states, but only federal elections, governorship, and the area council elections in the Federal Capital Territory. In the meantime, the Supreme Court adjourned the case for judgment. On a day, it dismissed an appeal Fubara filed to challenge another judgment that sought to compel him to represent the 2024 budget of the state before Martins Amehule-led factions of the River State House of Assembly. When the appeal was called for hearing yesterday, Fubara's lawyer applied to withdraw it, saying it had been overtaken by events. Neither Wele Olanipekun, who stood for the Amehule-led River State lawyers, nor Mr. Daudu, who represented the 10 to 12 defendants, challenged the withdrawal, though they persuaded the Apex Court to award 2 million naira cost to each of them. The respondent further convinced the Justice Abaji-led panel to dismiss the matter instead of striking it out, noting that they have already exchanged processes with the appellants, maintaining that Fubara's loss was self-inflicted. The appellate court held that since the counter affidavit was withdrawn, the appellant is deemed to have admitted the rather weighty fact that was presented by the respondents. The Supreme Court yesterday also reserved its verdict on 7 consolidated appeals that are trailing the appeal court judgment that vacated the order that initially stopped the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, from releasing monthly statutory allocations to River State. Factional members of the River State House of Assembly, loyal to the immediate past governor of the state and current Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, had insisted that all federal monthly allocations meant for the River State should be withdrawn and withheld. On his part, Governor Fubara argued that the Amehule-led group had since ceased to be lawmakers in the state, having decamped from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, which sponsored their elections to the All Progressive Congress, APC. Now, reacting to yesterday's Supreme Court ruling, the River State Commissioner for Information and Communications, Wariseni Johnson in Port Harcourt, said the 2024 budget became spent on December 31st of 2024 fiscal year. The appeal is of no useful purpose. The only reasonable thing left to do is to withdraw the appeal and have it dismissed. The Supreme Court is a very busy court, and it would be most unwise to belabor the court with academic appeals without any practical or utilitarian value.